violent machine. It's violent in the sense that it produces a lot of horsepower, over 5,000 horsepower the way it's set up. Some of the bigger boys can produce up to 8,000 horsepower. Again, all it takes is dollars and cents. In fact, you guys have probably already learned that most everything in the world takes dollars and cents, doesn't it? You know, education and money goes hand in hand. The better education you get, more likely the more money you will make. If you don't believe me, you're in trouble. I'm no smarter than you guys are, but I'm 57 years old. And I've learned through the years that I don't have enough education. I guarantee you guys get all the education you can get. If you can, go get your bachelor's degree, get your master's degree, get your doctorate degree. If you don't want to go that route, go career tech. Figure out something you want to do. You're old enough to do a career search. I didn't talk to anybody else about career searches. But get online and do a career search. Figure out what you want to do. Don't limit it to null. Don't limit it to the chicken plants. But don't limit yourself. It's okay that your dad works there. Someone's got to work there. It's okay. But do you want to work there? Maybe some of you do. Maybe you want to work there so that you can run the plant someday and make a lot of money. That'd be okay, but you're going to have a degree to do that probably. Again, you're going to have a business degree to probably do that. Education is where it's at. I can talk until I'm blue in the face. I'm not going to do that. I've told you this. It's the truth. If you want to make a lot of money, get an education. If you want things, if you want jeans, you want shoes, you want cars, you want houses, get an education. Okay, so much for my lecture. You know, you're looking at a car that runs about 300 miles an hour in 5 seconds, producing 5,000 horsepower, running on nitromethane and methanol. You saw me start the car a while ago by injecting gasoline in the hat area, and then I allowed the manual fuel pump, which is an orange-looking device right down here. It picked up the nitro from a tank right up here, transferred it to the engine, and the nitro started firing. You saw it starting to belch and buff and all that stuff. That's that nitromethane. Very powerful fuel. It carries its own oxygen molecules. Therefore, you can put a lot in an engine, and it'll make it run really, really fast. You know, I know that they teach math and science here, and I want to do a little math problem with you. Not because it's easy, not because I'm here at Knoll, but because it's the real world. You know, I've got a 20-gallon fuel tank here. I've got an 80% mixture of nitromethane, 20% methanol. 80% nitro, 20% methanol. Two different fuels. Can anybody tell me in my 20-gallon tank with an 80% mixture of nitro, how many gallons of nitro do I have in that tank? Wait now, again, we're just guessing, I think. Again, 80% of 20 gallons. 16 gallons. That's correct. 80 times 20, and of course you know it's only a 20-gallon tank, so it can't be 160 or 1,600 or any of that. So you know that it's 16 gallons. Again, guys, math, science will help you. Some of you are already saying, man, I'll be glad when I grow up and get away from my mom and dad. Education will set you free, I promise. Nitromethane runs back. I want everybody to hold up their little finger for me. Look at that thing. About a 1/4 inch, 3/8 inch in diameter. That's the size of fuel line. That's, excuse me, I don't think I said let's talk. I said let's hold up our finger. That's the size of fuel line that's on the car you drove today, your mom and dad drove, the bus you came to school on, etc., etc. That's the size of fuel line that's even on that truck that I drive. 2.5 inch fuel line. That's the size of fuel line that's on this, literally a radiator hose fuel line on this car. This car will consume 10 gallons of fuel in a 1/4 mile, guys. In other words, it's going to consume 4 times down the track for 1 mile, 40 gallons of nitromethane. Nitro is not $2.50, 60, or 70 cents a gallon. Nitro is $50 a gallon. I just spent $100 starting this car for you because it burns 2 gallons just on a startup. So again, very, very expensive to race. Back behind the engine, of course, you have a clutch, just like a any car does, or a torque converter. This has a clutch, transmission, reverser, and then you have, of course, the rear end that'll spin the big back tires. safety equipment here. There are two of them, parachutes. They deploy when they come out. They'll scrub off about 100 miles an hour in 1 second. Keep in mind, again, it's a fun ride because you accelerate 0 to 100 in less than 1 second, 0.93. So you better have your head back against the roll cage or it's going to plant it back there for you. You're going to see stars. Blast down the track in 5 seconds. You're pulling these chutes out and you're de-accelerating 100 miles an hour in 1 second. So very, a lot of fun, violent, etc. You look above the parachute, you see the wing. It's called a wing. That's kind of a misnomer, I guess a word that's used improperly to describe something. You know, what does a wing do for an airplane? Lifts it up, someone said. That's right, it gives it lift. Do I want the race car to lift off the ground?